Welcome back to another episode of Down in the 216, hosted by your boy Will here. Man, how y'all doing? How are y'all feeling today as we get into another interesting video topic? Welcome back to the show, man. So today, I know a lot of people probably wondering why I haven't done a mock draft video or why isn't the mock draft video up. So I wanted to kind of wait till we knew what the first pick was going to be so that we could kind of divide and go into the needs of the other positions in the draft. Because if you take a Dawg Carter or you take Cam Moore, the draft is probably sectioned a little differently. You know, who's available in the second round versus it's based off of who you picked in the first round. So I was kind of more waiting to see towards how the team was leaning so we can have a more accurate mock draft so we can pick out a picture here for this Cleveland Browns team to see where they can actually go, rather than kind of just guessing and making content out of fun. So with this mock draft video, we're going to get into it. Now we're going to be using Pro Football Network. On this mock draft, you guys will see that I'm going to have it on my phone, so I'm going to actually put it up on the screen here. Put it up right over here. Move over. So with this mock draft, now with Travis Hunter seeming like what the pick is going to be in mind now, I wanted to go through and see what a Travis Hunter-led mock draft look like and wanted to go into everything. So this is going to be our mock draft 1.0. I'm probably only going to do 2 or 3 maybe mock drafts. The bigger thing with the mock drafts, I feel like, is going to be the picks after number 1. Once we go out of the first round, what direction does this team go? Because this team has a lot of holes. I think that second round pick is almost just as valuable, if not just a little less valuable, as our first round pick. And doing that, you know, and harping on what we're going to get there is just as important. So, let's see here. So, first round, obviously, you know, I'm going to go Travis Hunter there. Travis Hunter, first round, get it out the way. Now, going into the second round, I've mentioned it and talked about it multiple times here. I think we still need a running back very, you know, we really need one. I think Nick Chubb is still there, but, you know, obviously it's concerns with Nick Chubb. And I think that we really do need a running back. So I would still stay in a running back. Now, you got Trayvon Henderson here. You got Quinshon Jenkins. These are 2 guys I both raved about and said that I would take on and I would draft in the second round. But Amorion Humphrey, who was the second-rated running back in this class right behind Sean Genty, I think I'm gonna end up taking him for the, you know, the potential of being a superstar running back here. Take Amorion in the second round here, and then we're gonna come back into the third round. If you notice, based off how this draft is kind of going, you know, it's kind of going, it seems like realistic now. What I will say is I had to record this beforehand. My laptop is dead, so I'm actually just watching what I did. But, you know, we did end up seeing Jalen Milroe get selected by the Colts in the, you know, it's the second round or so. So I don't know how realistic is that. I guess it make a little bit sense for the Colts. But Jalen Milroe was going to be my ideal target in the third round. But Jackson Dart ends up falling to us in the third round. Now, with Jackson Dart falling in the third round, I think you run to the podium and turn that card in. You essentially get a top 2 running back, a top 3 QB, and the best player, wide receiver in the draft. All I pick 1, 2, and 3. I think you run and sprint that card in. I think that's a great start to this draft. And now with having those 4 positions, my only main concern with my mock draft so far is I'm only going offense. So I was thinking, hey, when is a good time to start investing into the defense? This is a Browns team that had the worst rated offense in the NFL. We only scored 20 points, maybe a few or 4 times. You know, even when Jameis Winston came in there, we struggled to score 20 points. We were a horrible offense. We've been a subpar offense before that. We didn't have an explosive team. You know, we were playing good at first, beating teams pretty good. Our point differential was good. But now it's like we are one of the worst offenses rated. So now getting a guy that can carry, we got 2 guys that can come in and essentially take the offense and run with it. And then we could develop Jackson Dart. I think that's a good plan. Now, I will still come back and get offensive tackle here, and I'm pretty sure I did. Now, getting offensive tackle still, having some depth more at that position, specifically a left tackle, having some more depth at that position so you can know what you're going to do there. Have somebody that could go out there with your team getting older. You know, this Cleveland Browns team is very relatively old. So with your team getting older, I would definitely have somebody come out and be a left tackle here. So after getting left tackle, ironically, Cam Scatterbull is here. So with Cam Scatterbull falling down, I just, after getting, you know, you went receiver, you got your running back, you got your quarterback, and you got an offensive tackle. So now here, I feel like it's a good time for the Browns to either go best player available or they could go defense. Do you force that defense or do you take another offensive player that's good there? With Cam Scatterbull falling in the not the sixth round, what I'm talking about, with the end of fourth round I'm in, I had to take him. I'm sorry. Bringing in Cam Scatterbull, Amarion Humphrey, and Travis Hunter with Jackson Dart is a surplus to your offense. A surefire bet that your offense is going to be better than what it was. I think you will re-sign Nick Chubb, Cedric Tillman to get healthy. I think it'll be This video is sponsored by Detrimental Figures, my brand here. As y'all see, some of the quality of my recent work. You get a signature tag on it as well. You know, we make and really emphasize quality over quantity. So, you know, we try to take and make sure we use the best materials to come up with our shirts and the best designs. Make sure y'all following us on Instagram, Detrimental Figures. So y'all can also get the description down below and hit the link for a shirt. Everything I drop is limited edition. So unfortunately, this shirt is sold out. I don't have any more, but I have different things coming up similar to it. So keep in mind, and I'll keep you guys updated with some of my new stuff throughout these videos coming up. Third thing for this Cleveland Browns team now to come out with Travis Hunter, Cedric Tillman. You got Cam Scatterbull, Amarion Humphrey, Nick Chubb, Jackson Dart, bring in Kirk Cousins, and I think this is a really good team. Now, I would go and grab a tight end maybe instead of grabbing a running back here at this spot, but that is all up to be debated. So, you know, but I do think that focusing on linebacker, focusing on defensive tackle, focusing on corner, those picks can be trash, you say, for the UDFAs. I think this is a team that needs a running back. They need a running game, and they need a QB desperately. So how do you surround that when you're not going to get that at the pick number 2? You got to come back, and I think we need multiple picks. We need maybe 2 running backs and an offensive tackle out of this class, and still need to draft a quarterback. And we get in a receiver. So where do we have time to develop defensive picks at? I think the best time will probably be suited to have that in 5th, 6th, and the UDFA. You guys comment down below how y'all feel about it. We don't need a fucking kicker. I know that for a fact. So Andrew, don't do it. Don't do it, Andrew. We don't need a kicker. I don't want to go through that no more. I don't. Y'all see how serious I got? Hey, y'all feel me though? Y'all feel me? I'm tired of getting trolled, man. I get bullied about our decisions on the internet. I get trolled when we do dumb shit like draft K York in the 3rd round and hype it up. I get bullied, not y'all. So do better, man. Please. I speaking from a fan, as a fan, all the fans. For your team, man. Do better. We need offense. Go get skilled positions. Y'all comment down below how y'all feel about this mock draft video. It's your boy Will. I'm out. Peace.